there you, and welcome to a Tau defense line that's about to receive a probing attack from 500,000 orcs. Will the Tau's superior firepower be able to hold the line, or will the brutish orcs smash through them and claim their prize? As always, if you do enjoy this content, do leave a like and consider subscribing, as that's the best way to support the channel. Now, let's get on with the slaughter. Here we go then, you zoggers. Let's see if the orcs will be able to finally smash through a Tau defense line. We've got a lot of orcs here, 500,000 of them, currently making their way to these Karut bad boys here. The Karut warriors on the front line, they're going to be playing the defensive role here, trying to hold back the orcs, letting the fire warriors and the hammerheads and these barely rendering in V8 suits here smash the orc horde from afar. And look at that firepower being leveled down right into the orcs as the Karut here start to countercharge. And oh my god, things are already getting messy here. 20,000 kills for the Tau. And bullets and pulse fire rip through the orcish horde. The Tau really do have the height advantage in this fight. But here come the Karut charging forward. Now the orcs here are going to pay, oh god, the pulse cannons, man. The orcs are going to pay a heavy price for this. You can already see that they're struggling to get units to this front line. The center's been cleared out already. The orcs need to re-spread their formation here. But the Karut are going to hold off at this little individual group. You can see the orcs are already struggling to get past this. The sheer weight of firepower dissolving them. Oh my god, they're taking so much death here. That is a lot of death. The Karut trying to push forward into it as well. That's kind of insane. You can see them hammerhead rounds as well, just clearing out vast swathes of them. But the Karut line is also starting to take a pounding here. The orcs are definitely getting kills. Rapidly approaching 1,500 here. But the orc forces, look at them pouring down from the mountains. That looks insane. It's so orcish. A gigantic horde of waagh. Well, it's only a probing attack, really. These guys are just testing out the Tau defense in this area. My god, look at the firelights in the background. As the waagh continues here, it does look like they're gaining some little bits of ground here. Yeah, they have capitulated some of the forces here, gaining the area. And the Karut not going to be able to push back and recapture that. Look at that, though. The insane losses that the orcs are taking as we're rapidly approaching 100,000 kills here for the Tau. And the orcs have yet to get through the Karut line. In little places, though, we are starting to break through ever so slightly. Orc forces starting to wrap around the remaining Karut, who've pushed quite far forward. Luckily, though, the Tau have a lot of range in their guns. So they've just been leveling this front line. We can see in the distance, though, a couple of orcs are making a break for it. We have got this small group here now, realizing that the zoggers on the hill have been causing them a lot of hurt. So him and the boys are going to go and sort them out. Oh, look at that. One of them got real close. We're getting another storm boy running up. Oh, God, he got so close there. The fire warrior is able to take him down finally. But it does look like now, officially, the second line is being probed by the orcs. We have got only a few Karut left on this front line. That pulse fire has been devastating to the orcs, though. They're taking stupendous losses here. They're going to try finish up the rest of the Karut, who are fighting back to back. As the orcs here coming up and surround them. Oh my god, all that firepower though. See that pulse cannon fire from the XV8 suits. Just devastating, oh my. That is a lot. But here we go, the orcs have finished up the last of the melee defense here for the Tau. And they're now going to go surging forward, trying to attack the actual fire lines here. The fire warriors though, laying down massive amounts of firepower, dissolving at that front line ever so slowly. 170,000 kills now to the Tau, 3,791 to the orcs. And the orcs are going to try and push across this big open gap. This really is just a Tau killing field. Perfect terrain, perfect defense here for the Tau. But we can see that the orcs have been using the terrain ever so slightly to gain momentum. They are getting forces ever so close here now to that Tau front line. Look at these, some of them are even going around the outer edge. The Tau trying to use that overlapping firepower to cover all sectors of their defense. But the relentless zogging push of the Greens is just making its way forward. Every death, they are gaining an inch here. And there we go, the official collapse onto the front line. The greenskins now managing to get there. Oh, it's ever so close. It's almost, and there we go. I think that is it. That's official contact now by the greenskins onto that Tau front line. And that means it's now going to spread like an infection up and down the line. You can see, here we go. It's starting to happen as more and more Tau start to die. The firepower diminishes and the orc infection starts to spread across that front line, smashing open these puny little fire warriors, letting out all the little blue goo. But the fire warriors, being the brave firecast that they are standing their grounds, trying to take as many orcs down as possible. They have killed 232,000 of the greenskin horde so far. You can see that the greenskins on this side are really struggling due to the open and flat nature of the terrain. Them hammerhead tanks living up to their name, just smashing in that railgun fire. We have got this lovely little blood lake starting to appear here. Little Timmy has not been praised yet, nor has Brittany and her body piles, but look at the orc war. It's just hoarding its way through. Smashed its way through the first defense line here of fire warriors. And that's a lot of firepower that has been lost. The orcs have got 230,000 forces remaining. They're taking still stupendous losses. We have still got our tanks and these crisis suits back here. Letting that firepower down onto that front line. Like I said, the orcs on this side, man, they're just taking such a beating. I mean, look how thick the horde starts out here. And just as they get closer and closer, bullets are flying overhead, taking out individual orcs. And then you get things like that where the hammerhead just takes them out. Yeah, look, he just gets so thin by the time they get to here now. And then as they collapse onto that front line, they are getting ever so close though. With every death, they do get closer. I love that visual, though, of the orcs pouring down from the mountains. All we need is a giant orc symbol in the center there, and it will be complete. But the hammerheads here going to be under risk of being assaulted pretty soon. It's this flank, though. Oh, look at this! We actually managed to clear out a large chunk of the orcs who are pushing around the flank now. They're all getting distracted by that center line, allowing these fire warriors here to lend their firepower right down on top of them. And the orcs are paying for that one, simply trying to attack the nearest opponent rather than thinking tactically and attacking the second line. The orcs are going to take a pounding here trying to take these fire warriors out. Again, that pulse fire from these XV8 suits, it is insane. Just look at that. The burst cannons. It's got to kill hundreds of orcs with each blow there. Speaking of, the orcs have got 168,000 forces remaining. It's getting very dicey. There's only 6,000 Tau. Here we go, the orcs finally starting to attack the second line again. That means that this firepower is no longer helping at that front line. Look at them, man. They're really pouring into this breach. So many orc corpses are just littered across the floor. Someone called Brittany because she has got these tiny little body piles here, full of happy little orc faces. Look at that. Oh my god, there's a lot of little faces in there. The orcs, though, now starting to go for the hammerheads. Unfortunately, in this game, we can only have one unit using one weapon type, so it's only got its railgun. The drone weapons, Gatling guns on the side of it do not work, unfortunately. And this Tau front line finally starting to come under assault here. You can see, though, that we have got backup fire from two other squads with Overwatch. No wonder the orcs have had such a problem pushing this area. There's so much fields of overlapping fire. But the Tau have focused too much firepower on this one side. You can tell that because the orcs are making a break for the other flank here. The hammerhead tanks now under assault. And my god, the orcs are enveloping the poor fire warriors here. An absolute crumping is being had by the lads. And look, the orcs are still pouring down, man. There's 120,000 of them remaining. The kill counter for the Tau is significantly slowing now. They've lost a large portion of all their forces, and they are starting to get these hammerhead tanks down. Yeah, look at that. Storm Boys pouring into the breach. So much focused fire in this one area. as the orcs try to pour over the tank. They're taking stupendous losses. Oh my god. The body pile that is starting to form around these tanks. Oh god, that pulse fire as well. Absolute insanity here as the orcs push into this breach. God, I want to see some more of them pulse fire bolts like that. Yeah, look at that. Disintegrating huge swathes of orcs. But the orcs are still pushing forward, man. Despite the insane losses, we're coming down to the last 100,000 of them. I love that visual of them all pouring over the body piles here. That's really cool. See that we've got a couple of mega nobs also in the way, making their way forward. This Tau support line now really under heavy assault. Choppers and Storm Boys making their way up to the top, trying to get that little attack off. Cleave one of the blue boys in half. But the blue man group here having a great time. Blasting orcs from the rear with their pulse rifles. It's now their turn to field the chopper and the axe. Look at this, the XV8 suits now under complete assault. Oh my god. The orcs swarming them. Even with the pulse cannons, they're not able to keep the orcs back. The relentless waagh surges on. We've got to, what, 4,500 Tau remaining. To 78,000 orcs. The orcs, having taken stupendous losses, are still managing to push forward. The Tau trying desperately to keep them back here. Forming another body pile on this front line. A lot of the orcs, though, are actually just sliding down the hill behind them. But yeah, it does look like the crumping is happening. The orcs are making their way, slowly but surely, through the Zoggers. Still got this suit here, I don't know how it's alive. A couple of the others actually have been killed now. Look, we've only got two left there. We've got this one here. And the orcs are relentlessly pushing forward. The suit is trying to hold them off, man. I'm amazed it's still working. I would have expected that it'd foul by now. But somehow that superior Tau metal taking an absolute beating. Have we got any blood lakes going yet? I can't see any. I'm sorry, little Timmy. I've tried to make a big blood lake. I'm sorry, Timmy. It's not my fault. The son of Cord is not going to be happy. But Brittany got her body piles. Surely that's something. We've got a lovely corpse lake. There's plenty of corpses out there. But here we go. The slow, methodic grind of orcs now pouring into this breach. It's actually going to be really difficult to call here. The orcs do have a lot of numbers on their side, but that Tau firepower is not to be messed about with. But yeah, it's starting to look extremely dicey here for the Tau. With every loss that they take, that firepower diminishes rapidly. And the orcs just seem to have just the right amount of numbers here. 43,000 of them. There's only 2,000 defenders remaining. They're starting to clean up this last group of fire warriors over here. I don't know, man. I think this might be an orc victory. It's starting to increasingly look like this. But look, it's orc terrain, this is. This is 100% orc homeland looking. All we need is a few, you know, little big skull icons over there, a few teeth in the ground. We'd be sorted. My God, that has been an absolute grind fest for them. Let's go have a quick look at these body piles here for Brittany, because these are some really nice. Like I said, they're not actually that tall, but they are spread out really nicely. Look, just nowhere. There's no terrain left. All you can see is orc corpses absolutely everywhere. The final grind down, though. We're down to less than 1,000 fire warriors here. They've done an excellent job of trying to hold this fortification. But the orcs, man, just way too many of them, way too aggressive. As soon as they got the hook in onto that left flank, that was it. The orcs were punching through it. They did waver a little bit there, where they, you know, started attacking the front line again. But yeah, as soon as them orcs started attacking the rear and final line here for the Tau, it was all but over. The firepower was distracted from the front lines. The orcs were able to basically just grind down the Tau by absorbing the insane losses that they've taken. I mean, don't get me wrong, look, the Tau here killed 452,000 orcs. And the orcs have only got 32,000 remaining, so it was a pretty damn close fight, realistically. A few more, like a minute more on that front line, if the crit lasted about a minute longer, this would have easily been a Tau victory. But unfortunately, sheer weight of numbers and aggressive play style here by the orcs has won them the day. Oh my god. Look at that. But ladies and gentlemen, I do think we can call this one here. Because unfortunately for the Tower of the Orcs, an Imperial Valkyrie has come by and noticed the little waagh here and has decided to put an end to things. And as always, I do hope you had a blast. I know I did. Please do comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. A massive shout out to all our channel members who help to keep this channel going. And if you're not a channel member, why the heck not? Click the join button down below. And while you're at it, go ahead and check out the Chaotic Pinky store. We've got some amazingly cool merch over there. With all that being said, as always, until next time, peace.